Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to tonight's ball game. Before we begin, we ask you to rise from your seats and remove your hats in a moment of silence as we remember the great life of Hank Aaron, former member of the Milwaukee Braves who will later become the Atlanta Braves and the Milwaukee Brewers. The one who led the Braves to their second title in 1957 and the one who broke Babe Ruth's career home run record in 1974. Considered as one of the all-time greatest players in Major League Baseball, Hank Aaron inspired many people across the country and the world. Aaron passed away peacefully last month in his sleep at the age of 86. We extend our condolences to his wife and family, including many of his friends and the entire Atlanta Braves and Milwaukee Brewers families. Thank you. From Suntrust Park in Cumberland, Georgia, SpinoKing Sports presents Major League Baseball. Tonight's ball game is between the Milwaukee Brewers and the Atlanta Braves.
We are under the lights as the show gets you ready for another edition of Major League Baseball. Tonight we've got a good matchup in store between the Milwaukee Brewers and the Atlanta Braves. It's baseball on the show, and it's coming up next. Max Fried, the southpaw out of the Golden State, gets the call here. Dan, any thoughts?
Hey, every team needs a pitcher like this one here. His numbers aren't going to blow you away. Career ERA just under 4. But one thing he does, he takes the ball every 5 days, throws strikes, and gives his team a chance to win every single time he goes out there. He'll be fun to watch in this one here today.
So stepping in, Lorenzo Kane. And we are set for baseball here this evening. First pitch coming, here it is. Not close with that one. It's way above the strike zone.
First pitch, 7 o'clock.
The 1-0. And back-to-back pitches out of the zone to begin the evening. It's 2-0 now. 53 degrees here at game time as it's cooled off considerably since batting practice this afternoon. From the windup, the 2-0 pitch. And he'll lay the fastball in here to get the count back to 2-1. And a slider's in for a strike. It's 2-2. And a full count to Kane. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Waiting next, there's Christian Yelich. Into the windup, ready with the payoff pitch. Skied into very shallow right. Acuña's there for it. He's got it 1 away.
Batting second, the left fielder, number 22, Christian Yelich.
Standing in, Christian Yelich. His prior history in this matchup, he's gone 3 for 11. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. And he goes the other way as this is hit high and deep out to straightaway left. And that is off the wall. And he'll reach second now with 1 away. That was not a good pitch, but he handled it nicely, guys.
Yeah, and the pitcher's got to wonder what he has to do to get it past this guy. That pitch was off the plate, but he shows great reach, gets good extension, and drives it for a 2-bagger.
Here's Ryan Braun now, as the first pitch to him is off the plate for a ball, 1-0. Great chance to drive in a run here in the early going. The 1-0. Fouled away. Yelich, the runner at second with one away. Two balls and a strike to Braun. So let's take a peek at our umpiring crew in this one. Behind the plate is Woody Keller.
Woody Keller, this is my nightmare. He likes to call a pitch above the zone, above the belt. I know guys say those are the pitches that go deep, but I'm telling you, if you're calling that high strike, it opens up a lot of room for the pitcher.
I agree with you, D-Roll. That's a tough pitch to get on top of and to put it in play. So if you're a pitcher right now, try to elevate in that top part of that strike zone.
Batting fourth, the second baseman, Keston Hiura.
So now it'll be the 4-hole hitter, Keston Hiura, runner in scoring position with two gone. Pickoff move to second, and he has to dive, but he's back in easily. From the stretch.
No.
Runner in scoring position at second with two down. Really pulled that one across as the slider misses well inside. This one's outside, quite a bit off the plate that time.
Not a good spot to be in right now. A pitcher's falling behind in a count with a guy up that hits really well with runners in scoring position.
And that misses, ball 4, so it's first and second now with two out.
Batting fifth, the first baseman, number 5.
Coming to the plate now, Jed Jerko, and he could give his guys an early lead if he can come through here. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Strike called. Tough to do much with that one.
Hey, this offense better be prepared to pull a trigger. This starter is known to be aggressive and come right after you.
A swinging strike, and now it's 0-2.
This is a perfect time for him to break out that nasty changeup. Great arm action on it and bury something in the dirt. Try and get a swing and a miss.
And the two-out threat will not come to pass as the inning is over. Brewers strand a couple, and now the Braves will get their initial shot here. No score.
You're watching SpinoKing Saturday Baseball.
Brandon Woodruff will be the man on the mound for the Brewers. Dan Plesac, what's the word on him?
Hey, every team needs a pitcher like this one here. His numbers aren't going to blow you away. Career ERA just under 4. But one thing he does, he takes the ball every 5 days, throws strikes, and gives his team a chance to win every single time he goes out there. He'll be fun to watch in this one here today.
So coming to the plate, Ronald Acuna. He'll lead things off here in the bottom half of the first. Now the pitch. Ball hit high and foul down the left field line. It's strike one. A windup and the 0-1.
Ball.
And he takes one off the inside corner for ball 2. Two and two.
2-2.
And a slider's in the dirt as he lays off it for a ball.
To be honest with you, I'm a little bit more afraid of the guy on deck than the guy that's up right now. If I'm on the mound, I want this guy up right now. He's the guy that's got to beat me.
Swung on and missed. He didn't even come close to contact on a ball way out of the zone. 1 out.
Boy, that's really disappointing for a guy that has wheels, right? All he wants to do is get on base and take advantage of the strength of his game, which is his speed. But with a strikeout right there, you can't get on first base if you strike out.
So next up will be Freddie Freeman, as he will look at a first pitch fastball for ball 1. Bases are empty, 1 man out. Off speed pitch, just missed inside.
2 balls, no strike.
3-0 now.
I'd be shocked if this wasn't a 4-pitch walk right here. He doesn't want to mess around and leave something over the heart of the plate and get beat in this situation.
Well behind that fastball. It's a swinging strike.
What I love right there is just the freedom in that hack. He ain't trying to do anything but hit the baseball as far as he can.
Swing, line drive. That's going to be trouble. Freeman will head to second. And he'll pull into second with 1 away.
Batting third, the left fielder, Marcell Ozuna.
Here's Marcell Ozuna as he takes a fastball off the plate for a ball. 1-0. From the stretch. And he lays off a fastball here that looked pretty good, but it's 2-0.
That's a pretty tough spot for him to deal with in the first inning. Runner in scoring position already, and now he's got the 3-hitter salivating in a good hitter's count.
Swing and a miss on the heater, and it's 2-1.
Hey, I know it's early and we're in the first right here, but he's going to have to work that heater to both sides of the plate. He cannot get away with missing over the heart of the plate all night.
And he'll take this one to the bag for the out, but meanwhile the runner will move up 90 feet to third base.
Batting fourth, the catcher, Travis.
And time now to take a look at how these Braves are lined up in this one. Danny, who stands out to you?
Well, Matt, I'm excited to get a chance to see that left-handed hitter, Freddie Freeman. This guy won the National League Silver Slugger last year. You think about all the first basemen in the league that can swing the bat well and hit home runs, but he was at the top of the heap. I love watching him swing.
Travis d'Arnaud is in with 2 away now as he looks at a called strike 1. Trying to cash in here in his first at-bat with a runner at third and 2 gone. Lays off the slider, and it's 1-1. In the air now out to left field. Yelich is under it, and that retires the side. Braves failed to score in their half of the first. We'll head to the second now at Truist Park. No score here on the show. All set for the start of the inning, and coming forward now is the shortstop, Orlando Arcia.
Orlando Arcia.
Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. To the left side, but it's well foul. And there's a fastball well off the plate inside.
That's not an easy pitch to do anything with, right? 96 miles an hour in on the hands. You almost have to be looking for that pitch to be able to do anything with that.
In there, 1-2 now. 2-2.
playing 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Tough curveball that time, but he's able to make a little contact to keep this at-bat going.
Looked like he was cheating a heater right there. A little bit too far out in front. Got to find a way to keep his hands back.
And good patience to hold back on the curveball in the dirt. It's full now, 3-2.
He walked a guy back in the first, and now he's looking like he might hand out another free pass to the leadoff guy here. You can't be walking a guy an inning and think you're going to have any success.
Fouled off. Another full count pitch home. Is swung on and missed. He got him.
That strikeout was a real good example of a pitcher continuing to make a guy chase out of the zone. When you recognize a hitter is in protect mode, you don't have to come inside the strike zone. You could just expand further and further until he literally can't touch it.
To the plate now, Omar Narvaez. He offers at it and hits it in the air to left. Ozuna is under it. He's got it, and there are 2 down now.
Batting 8, the third baseman, number 2, Luis Urias.
So bases are empty here with 2 gone, and that'll bring Luis Urias to the plate. First pitch of the at-bat. Curveball looked at here for strike 1.
Very rarely does a pitcher like this leave one in a location like that. That's a pitch right there he'd like to have back. He'd love to swing at that one again.
Missed low and inside with it, 1-1.
Boy, that's one of the toughest pitches to lay off. A hard breaking ball at the back foot. Tough take on a terrific pitch.
The 1-1 is strike 2 swinging.
Hey, that's the modern game right now. North-south. Elevate that high fastball and bury stuff in the dirt. Completely different from the east-west we came up playing.
The 1-2.
Ball.
No score here as we play inning number 2. Grounded weakly toward third. He's right there. Throw to first will get him easily, and the side is retired. Gone in order are the Brewers. We'll go to the bottom of the second. No score. Bottom of the inning now, and standing in as the switch-hitting second baseman, Ozzie Albies.
Ozzie Albies.
Infield in the overshift here. Now the pitch.
No, that's a ball. 1 ball, no strike.
The 1-0. Misses, ball 2.
2-0 to count.
And he gets this fastball over. It's 2-1. And he fouls this one off. Grounded up the first baseline, but this is going to be a foul ball as that keeps things at 2-2. Now here's the pitch. Right side, but it's well fouled. And it's fouled away. Neither guy giving in. Here's the next one. Hit in the air down the right field line. But this will wind up being a foul ball. The 2-2 one more time. Is a swing and a miss. That's strike 3. So the base is empty here with one away, and that brings up the former #1 overall pick, Dansby Swanson. First pitch of the at-bat.
Yeah, I get it. They want to run this guy's pitch count up, but that was a pretty good pitch to hit. He might be kicking himself that he didn't swing it that way.
Here comes the 0-1. That's over, but low. It's a ball and a strike.
Playing 11. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And there's ball 2 now. The 2-1.
Great job on those last 2 pitches of varying speeds. Gave him a hard fastball, and then he locked him up with a changeup.
Bottom of the second here with no score. Had to sit back on the changeup, and he did a good job to get the bat on that one. The 2-2. And a fastball blew it right by him, and there are 2 down. Now to the plate, Austin Riley will attempt to put the ball in play for a change here with the first 2 guys going down on strikes to start the inning. Here's the pitch. First pitch fastball in there for a called strike. The 0-1.
Ball. Playing 11. 1-1.
Bullet back up the middle. Kane is going to have room out there as he puts this away to retire the side. Down in order go the Braves. We'll move to the 3rd with no score. Digging in, Brandon Woodruff. 9-1-2 due up.
The pitcher, number 53.
Here comes the first pitch.
Woodruff.
Drive. No ball. 1 strike.
Now here's the pitch. And he gets him to swing through that one. He's in control. 0-2.
2 mid-90s fastballs right there that he doesn't seem to think he can catch up to. I wouldn't be shocked if he came right at him again with another good one.
1-2 to the Brewers pitcher.
Well, tried to throw a high fastball right by him there. Didn't work, but now we'll see if that sets up some different options. Wouldn't be surprised to see a good slider down and away right here.
And a changeup swung on and missed for the first out.
Well, there's the great equalizer, the changeup, El Cambio. Listen, if you can keep that pitch in your back pocket and pull it out when you need it, like he did right there, usually hitters, they don't stand a chance.
And in to hit next is Lorenzo Kane. A swing and a shot hit down the corner. But it bends just foul into the second deck. 0 for 1 here in the early going. The windup and the 0-1. Back up the middle. And that'll get on through into center, and he's got himself a 1-out hit.
There's a hard hit ground ball. Pitcher not able to get a glove on it. Hard single up the middle.
Yeah, watch your lips right there, Dad. Sent it back right where it came from.
In is Christian Yelich. As the first pitch here's a bit high, it's ball 1. 1 for 1 as he reached base with a double his first time up. Throw over to the bag and the runner back. Third inning, no score to this point. A ball and a strike.
Playing 11.
Can't come out of his game plan right here. He knows he's a known sinker baller. I know it was a four-seamer right there, but get back to that two-seam. It's what his MO is.
2 balls and a strike now. Set to deliver on 2-1. Fouled away. He's set. Here's the 2-2. Fouled off. Runner at first here, 1 man out. Swing and a miss on the changeup, and there are 2 gone.
Up next for Milwaukee.
So 2 away in the Brewers half of the 3rd, and that'll bring in the left fielder Ryan Braun. Here's the first pitch to him.
Shocked he didn't let it fly right there. Usually you're looking for a fastball elevated to get the party started.
And a big swing there by Braun, but he comes up empty. No balls and 2 strikes.
Down 0-2. Maybe simplify the game plan right here. Get on the heater, even though he has 5 weapons to go to.
This is hit softly to 3rd, but little trouble handling this one down there at 3rd, as that will end the inning. Brewers strand 1. Home half of the 3rd coming up. No score. Ready to go for the last half of the inning, and at the plate will be the speedy outfielder Christian Pache.
Christian.
He's ready. Here's the first offering. A shot down the first baseline. This gets foul. It's 0-1. Now the pitch.
Ball. We're playing 11. 1-1.
A ball and 2 strikes now. The 1-2 is swung on and missed. He got him. Another strikeout for him on the mound, and boy, is it fun to watch him go about his business.
No doubt, Matty. He's one of my favorites, mostly because of his stuff. You know, he can absolutely dominate on any given day because of what he offers up there. It's just nasty. There aren't many hitters that like to see this guy on the mound.
So now to the plate, Max Fried. This is hit down the right field line, but it's going to get out of play for strike 1. Behind 0-2 now. Bottom of inning number 3, 0-0 our score. A swing and a miss for out number 2, and a ball he had no chance of making contact with.
It's so hard to hit when you're behind the count 0-2, right? You have to protect for the fastball. You have to look for the soft stuff down and away. You're really at a disadvantage when you fall behind 0-2.
Acuna digs in now. Yes, he'll take a look at ball 1. He was a strikeout victim in his first try. The 1-0 home is looked at for ball number 2.
That was a tempting pitch to swing at right there. A big power guy like this really wants something that he can elevate and drive out of the ballpark.
The count now at 2-1. To short. And that's through for a base hit. Throw into second. The tag, and they'll get him at second. And with that, the side is retired. Braves are set down 1-2-3. We'll head to the fourth, still scoreless. And that'll bring up Keston Hiura. He drew a base on balls his first time up.
This game is rolling right along as we move into the middle innings with no score. You'd think by now one of these two teams would be able to get some base runners on and get them in, but that hasn't been the case.
And he throws the fastball by him here, 0-1. Well, if you love pitching and defense, this has been a game for you. Are you happy with that, Dan?
Oh, you have to love. You know, Matt, we have so many of these games that are 12-10 and 9-8. It's nice to see a low-scoring pitcher's duel for once.
Oh, and he's really getting the better of him now. It's strike two. Slow roller down the third baseline. Throw to first in time. One gone here in the fourth.
The first baseman, number 5, Jed Jerko.
Leadoff man retired, and here's Jed Jerko. First pitch of the at-bat. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. Setting him up inside as he swings and misses for strike two.
Hey, obviously he had a pretty good gauge on that first heater right there. He was super aggressive, thought he was getting another one, slowed him down with the curveball. That's the cat and mouse.
And he'll try to take control of the inside part of the plate here as that misses.
You know, pitching isn't always about throwing strikes. Sometimes you just need to make sure your opponent isn't too comfortable up there. And that's just what he did right there. Busted and inside with good hard stuff.
And that is swung on and missed. He's down on strikes, and the first two are retired here to begin inning number 4.
Shortstop, Orlando Arcia.
Next to bat, Orlando Arcia. As the first pitch misses to him, it's ball 1. He's 0 for 1 thus far. The windup and the 1-0 pitch. Hit hard up the middle, and that's through for a base hit. Make him 1 for 2 in this one.
Even though that pitcher was able to execute in off the plate, batter was able to keep his hands inside that baseball and drive it up the middle.
Into the box now, Omar Narvaez. The bouncer to the left side. Over to Albies covering at second, and that'll do it. Milwaukee leaves 1. On to the bottom of the fourth now, still with no score. With Mark DeRosa and Dan Plesac, Matt Vasgersian with you as Freddie Freeman settles in to start out the inning.
Freddie Freeman.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. A swing, and this one is blasted to right field. Nothing's gonna stop it. Gone! Solo home run off the bat of Freddie Freeman. As the Braves get on the board first, it's 1-0.
Well, if you're going to give up a towering blast to one of the best players in their lineup, it's better to do it with no one on base. It stings, sure, but a solo shot isn't going to be the deciding factor in a game.
And that'll bring in Marcell Ozuna, as he'll come up empty there as he misses the off-speed pitch for strike one. 0 for 1 for him here in this one. The 0-1. Now this one is blasted to left field, and there's no doubt about it. Back-to-back jacks. A solo shot here to left, and it's given Atlanta a 2-0 lead.
Another excellent swing right there. That's multiple home runs in the same inning. Watch yourself. You're missing over the heart of the plate.
Up next for Atlanta.
Here's the catcher, Travis d'Arnaud, as he'll look at a fastball too high for ball one. Comes into this at bat 0 for 1 in the ball game. The 1-0 is a fastball down below the knees. 2 balls and a strike.
Gutsy pitch right there. 2-0 changeup for a strike. Good call by the catcher. Great execution by the pitcher.
Now the 2-1 takes a pass and misses. That's strike 2. Bases are empty here, nobody out. And that misses, so it's a full count, 3-2. Timing just a tick off there as this one's fouled off to the right. And he looks at one that misses, and that's an excellent job of making his man throw a lot of pitches as he toughs out a walk.
What's the saying? When you find yourself in a hole, the first thing you should do is stop digging. Well, the guy on the bump obviously hasn't heard that one.
So up steps Ozzie Albies, last year's recipient of the Silver Slugger Award for NL second baseman. First pitch on its way. 2 runs, 4 hits, and no errors so far for Atlanta. Albies with a 1-1 count now. Pulled toward right center field. Kane on the move. He makes the catch. A great effort to get there and record the first out of the inning.
The batter, number 7, shortstop, Dansby Swanson.
Ready for another chance? Dansby Swanson. He'll look to bounce back after striking out his last time up.
Yeah, and kind of shocked he got blown away with a fastball. You could tell he was late on that one. And we'll see if he tries to cheat to something this AB.
3 1/3 innings, 61 pitches. I'm not sure he's going to be around for much longer.
He's not going to get him as he swipes second. Here's the 1-1. A little bit outside. 2-1. Has a look, now the pitch. 2-1 pitch is a fastball swung on and missed. 2-2. And that's taken high for a ball that's full now. 3-2.
That was kind of a gift to the hitter. He's up there probably thinking of protecting on 2-2, but When you launch a ball that high out of the strike zone, it's out.
And he'll lay out to make a spectacular catch. Wow.
Taking another look at it, the ball has some topspin on it, but he's on the full run and dives to make the catch. Nice defensive play right there.
Settling in now, Austin Riley hit it hard but lined out in his first at-bat.
Yeah, pretty unlucky right there, Matty. Squared up a fastball nicely, and that's all you can do. You just want to be on time for the heater, and he's prepared for this next AB.
0-1 the count. 2 runs, 4 hits, and no errors so far for Atlanta. 1-1.
1 ball, 1 strike.
1-2 now as that one's fouled off. Has a look, now the pitch.
Ball. No, that's it.
Everything this guy throws moves, and that two-seamer has a mind of its own.
Swung on and missed, and that's the final out of the inning. Some more of the colorful characters here at the ballpark tonight. The 3 of us are back with more following this. Welcome back. Heidi Watney standing by as we get set for the top of the 5th.
Well, Matt, during the break, I caught up with Craig Counsell, the Brewers skipper, about his lineup's performance so far. And one thing he mentioned to me was the lack of discipline he's seeing out of their at-bats right now. He said their pitch selection has been the main reason for their struggles today, as far too often they've been swinging at pitches outside the strike zone. That's leading to a lot of soft contact and easy outs. So the focus going forward is on shrinking the zone and forcing the opposing pitching to throw more strikes.
Off for the Brewers.
Thank you, Heidi.
The third baseman, Luis Urias.
First pitch of the at-bat on its way. And a fastball in the dirt that's taken for a ball.
Pitcher wants to have a quick inning right here, capitalize on the momentum his batters have.
The 1-0. Swing and a line drive, but just foul. Now a curveball misses inside.
2 balls, 1 strike.
And that one finds the target on the outside corner. 2-2. And the pitch. They really bunch him up on that one as he swings and misses for the first out.
That has to make you feel really good as a pitcher, right? You're making pitches all around the zone, and then you bring that one inside. You can't do anything with it. What does it do? It just locks you up inside. You have no chance to put the ball in play.
Stepping in now, Brandon Woodruff. As the first pitch to him is taken low and away for ball 1. Looking to put the ball in play here. He went down on strikes in his first at-bat. A ball and a strike.
There's a pitch we haven't seen in a while. It's going to be tough on the hitters if they have to incorporate that into their mindset.
1 out, nobody on. Tries to change up on him there, but it's a ball. 2-1. Boy, he just threw that fastball by him. Into the windup. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Lifted in the air to straightaway center. Center fielder giving chase. Lays out, and he's got it. A great play for out number 2.
I suppose this is why you usually have the best defensive outfielder in center field. He got a good read on it, charges in hard, and made a fabulous grab. Look for that one to make the highlight reels later on.
So it's back to the top of the order now, and that'll bring up the center fielder Lorenzo Kane. He's ready. Here's the first offering.
No.
Hey, a 2-out walk right here would be the tying run to the plate. Even though it's early on, you got a guy on deck that has a lot of pop.
A 1-1 count to the Brewers leadoff man. And a curveball's by him that time as he falls behind now 1-2.
Man, he's in control of all his weapons right here. 1 strike away from 5 shutout innings.
The 1-2. Gets him swinging. He struck him out. 3 up, 3 down for Milwaukee. They trail it here 2-0. At the plate, Christian Pache. He was a strikeout victim in his first try.
The center fielder, Christian Pache.
And now a pitch on the way.
Ball.
A couple of righties starting to loosen now in the bullpen. And now a pitch on the way. Well out in front of the breaking ball there for a strike. This is line to left. But he'll hardly need to move out there in left as this is hauled in for the first out.
Now batting, the pitcher, Max Fried.
Into the box now, Max Fried looking to put the ball in play here. He went down on strikes in his first at-bat. On its way is pitch number 75. Ooh, started him with the change, and it's 0-1.
Hey, this isn't exactly the way you'd like to draw it up. Not throwing a lot of first pitch strikes, but the bottom line is he's getting outs.
Lane 11, 1-1.
The 1-1. Now a swing, and he pops him up. This is right out in front of the mound. Woodruff will take charge himself out there, and there's 2 down.
Right fielder, Ronald Acuna.
And here's Ronald Acuna Jr. now. A hit in 2 tries so far. First pitch coming. Here it is. Now a swing and a miss. Took something off that one, and it's strike 1.
Hey, this guy's got to be pretty proud of what he's done so far. It's never easy to pitch on the road, but to have this kind of outing in a ballpark that is notoriously known as being hitter friendly, it's been a treat to watch.
The windup and the 0-1. Turned on that one and crushed it. Just pulled it a little foul. The windup and the 0-2 pitch. And he struck him out, his 7th of the ball game, and that ends the inning. Down in order go the Braves as they're unable to add to their 2-0 lead. New inning set to get underway, and up next the sweet swinging left-handed hitting outfielder Christian Yelich.
Things not looking very good so far in this one, but we're still in the middle innings. They're down by a couple of runs, and this would be the right place and the right time to get something going. The last thing they want to do is to try to come from behind and win this one in the 8th or 9th inning.
Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. And he fouls this one off. One and 2 for Christian Yelich.
Hey, textbook waste pitch right there. Does he go elevated fastball again or something slow below the zone?
To 2 balls and 2 strikes now.
Hey, this is a real pesky hitter right here. As a pitcher, you really like to keep this guy off the bases. This is a guy that kind of sets the tables for big innings.
And a full count as that misses. It's 3-2 now.
Great AB up until this point. A walk right here could really just infuse some confidence into this lineup.
Looking to punch him out again. The pitch. Turned on down the line. But this will get foul, so they'll do it again. 3-2. And it's fouled away.
You know, taking you inside the mind of a batter right here, you can't get in auto swing mode. You still have to control the strike zone.
Fouled away.
I know the fans love the souvenirs, but the battle between the pitcher and batter right here is what makes the game great.
Something has to give. Here's the payoff pitch. Tough pitch to lay off, but he did, and it's ball 4, so the leadoff hitter is aboard to start the 6th.
And I'm sure the manager is just fine with that. I mean, it's better to battle a slugger like that to the end and end up walking him than serving one up where he can really hurt you.
Standing in, Ryan Braun. He's popped out and lined out. 0 for 2 thus far. He's ready. Here's the first offering.
Ball.
Hey, this is a perfect opportunity for them to get on the board right now. Leadoff man has done his job, and now the middle of the order gets their shot at the plate.
Now a fastball is lifted into the air to shallow center. Acuna will settle under it to make the play for the first out, as the runner will have to head back to first.
Now batting, second baseman, Keston Hiura.
So a runner at first now with 1 away, and in at the plate steps Keston Hiura. From the stretch, here's the pitch. A fastball off the plate away. It's ball 1. Clearly trying to control the running game with the slide step here.
Yeah, that's a good way of trying to control the running game, Matt. The problem with it, though, it has a tendency to throw your command off because you're worrying about that runner on base.
Count even now at 1-1. From the belt, the pitch. 1-2.
Hey, you know in the back of your mind as a batter right here, he's got that nasty sinker. I know it's 0-2, but he might not be looking for the punch out. You have to find a way as a batter to get that two-seamer up in the zone, or you're going to ground into a double play.
That's popped up. Albies onto the grass. He makes the running play. 2 down.
The first baseman, number 5, Jed Jerko.
Stepping up to the plate, Jed Jerko. He flew out his first time around and then was a strikeout victim most recently. He's set. Now the pitch. A fastball here as he'll take a look at ball 1. 1-0. Throw over to first.
He's safe.
Jerko in front, 2 balls and no strikes. The 2-0 on the way.
Ball.
That's a great call right there. Fastball away with a guy who's got some jets on first base. Almost like a hybrid pitch out. Great for a catcher if that guy's running. Easy transfer throw to second base.
.30 pitch.
Got to believe he had the green light in that situation. 2 outs, 3-0 count. This guy can certainly handle the bat. That's a perfect situation to let him loose. but I love the fact that he's keyholding a certain area, and it wasn't what he was looking for.
He's got it. Throw in time, and the side is retired. Brewers strand one. They trail things here 2-0. Number 29 is on, and he'll take over on the mound in relief.
For the Brewers, number 29.
Here's the first baseman, Freddie Freeman.
And that last at bat when he went deep, he turned around a pretty good fastball. So I'm kind of thinking this guy's a good fastball hitter. So I might want to move that ball up and down and in and out and try not to throw it right down the middle of the plate.
First pitch of the at-bat. Way inside with that one. A pretty easy take there. A ball and a strike.
1-1.
The 1-1. Pulled toward right center field. Kane is after it. He gets there and makes the play for the first out.
The left fielder, number 20, Marcell Ozuna.
Digging in to try it again, Marcell Ozuna. He's 1 for 2 in this one. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Didn't quite catch the zone there. Ball 1. Now some movement out in the Milwaukee bullpen. Both the lefty and a right-hander have begun to stretch it out. The 1-0 home. Ozuna swings, and it's hit well to left. Into the second deck and gone. So a solo shot down the line in left, his second of the game, as the Braves have opened up a 3-0 lead.
Second home run of the game right there. He is locked in at the plate. You hear so many of today's players talk about rhythm and timing. Well, he is perfectly on time in the heart of the zone.
In now, Travis d'Arnaud. And he is frozen on a good curveball that started at his hip at strike 1. It was a walk in his last trip. Now a fastball that's taken close that time, but it's 1-1. And he's a little too high with that one. 2 balls and a strike.
Looks like that bomb earlier in the inning kind of put this pitcher on the defensive. Not being very aggressive right now.
Bases are empty. 1 man out. Hit on the ground down the first baseline. But this will be a foul ball as that evens things at 2-2. And the pitch. And oh, a big rip at the curveball, but he didn't get it, and he becomes the second casualty of the inning.
Up next for Atlanta.
Stepping into the box, Ozzie Albies. He's hitless in his 2 at-bats so far. First offering on its way. Good off-speed pitch had him out in front for strike 1. Gets the fastball by him here, and he's in control. 0-2. Bounce to the right into the loaded up infield. Oh, and he can't come up with it.
Nice effort by the shortstop right there. Kept it in front of him. That's all he could do right there, Dan.
You know, D'Lo, in a spot like that, that's an infield single. That's a tough play. Just to knock that ball down was a pretty good job. But any way you look at it, that should be scored a base hit, and I'm sure it was.
Striding in once again, Dansby Swanson. It was a flyout for him in his last trip. From the stretch.
Ball, go.
A runner on first with 2 away. Albies is on the move. Pitch outside the throw. And he'll be tagged out at second base. Trying to get into scoring position, but instead the inning is over. Another look at the throw down that results in a third out on the bases. On to the back third tonight. Stick around on the show. Next for Milwaukee, Orlando Arcia, who was a strikeout victim his first trip and then collected a base hit his last time around.
Starting to run out of time. They haven't been able to score any runs as we're moving late into this one. A perfect time for this leadoff guy to try to get on base and ignite a rally.
And boy, a high strike called there. That's not all that consistent, but it's strike one. And so now the Braves will get both a left-hander and a right-hander up and throwing in the bullpen. The windup and the 0-1. Oh, and this at-bat is quickly moving from bad to worse. It's 0-2 now.
Have to find a way to take a deep breath right here and regroup. I know the umpire missed one, but you can't allow the next couple of pitches to be dictated by one bad call. Find a way.
Swinging a soft liner, and that is by him on into center field. So good hitting on 0-2 nets him a leadoff single.
Hey, excellent job right there, leading off the inning with a base hit. We got to keep this line moving. We cannot stop. Nobody can make an out. We have to find a way to put 2 men, maybe 3 men, put some pressure on this defense.
Into the box, Omar Narvaez. Breaking ball as this runs in on him, and he has to step out of the way that time. 0 for 2 for him to this point. The 1-0 home.
Yeah.
All you want is the leadoff man to get on to start a big inning, maybe get a big rally going to claw your way back into this ball game.
A runner at first with no outs here. Fouled off. The 1-2 is a swing and a miss. That's strike 3.
The great equalizer, the changeup. That was a really good job of getting him to offer that one out of the zone, and it was all set up by the fact that he got ahead in the count and forced the hitter to have to protect. That's the name of the game.
And that'll bring forth Luis Urias as he'll take a called strike here on a borderline pitch at strike 1. 0 for 2 from him so far in this one. The 0-1. And here's a swing and a miss as he falls behind 0-2.
I think a big reason why he's been so effective in this one, that he's been just about getting ahead of every hitter. Seems like every one of them are 0-2, 1-2, and just about every at bat. And when that's the case, your chances of getting a good pitch to hit are way worse.
And he struck him out. Strikeout number 8 now in the ballgame for him. That's back-to-back strikeouts now as they've been unable to advance that leadoff single into scoring position.
Yeah, clearly no problems working out of the stretch right now, Matt. He's taking control of this inning after giving up that hit. Now we'll see if he can finish it off strong as well.
Avisail Garcia will come on to pinch hit here in a big spot. And a fastball's in there for strike 1.
One strike.
Here's a pop-up now. Swanson is there to make the catch, and the side is Ray Black gets the call from the pen to take over on the mound and start the home seventh.
50, Ray Black.
Last half of the seventh here, and that'll bring forth the slugging shortstop, Dansby Swanson.
Dansby Swanson.
First pitch of the at-bat on its way.
0-1.
And oh, he can't get out of the way of that one, so the leadoff man will be on to open the frame.
Now batting.
Ready now, Austin Riley.
Austin Riley.
Becomes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch.
No ball.
Swung on and missed.
Boy, he center cut that fastball. It comes in the high 90s, but that's a dangerous location no matter how hard you're throwing.
Nobody out, runner on first. Ball one.
Playing 11.
Ready to deal. Here's the 1-1. Pitch outside. The throw. Offline throw, but they still got him. Good job of getting the tag down there.
Well, in my opinion, this one all came down to the catcher's footwork on that throw. That was just perfect. You have to use your feet to get your body into a good throwing position for an accurate throw. He did it just right, and he nabs another base runner.
And he comes back with a gorgeous slider there for strike two. One out, nobody on. Smoke toward the hole. Jerko has it, and he'll take it to the bag himself for the out.
Now batting, center fielder, Christian Pache.
So striding forward now, Christian Pache. He lined out in his last trip, so looking for better fortunes here. First pitch on its way. Swing and a miss, and he's behind 0-1.
Woo-wee! That was some smoke right there. High fire right on by.
Breaking ball that time that misses out of the zone.
Hey, they tried to tie him up on that last pitch, so I like that they went away with this one. The execution didn't work, but I like the idea behind it.
And he'll try to hold back on the pitch inside, but he pretty clearly broke the plane that time. It's strike two. Bases are empty here with two men out. Slider laid off for a ball.
Wow, that was a close pitch on 1 and 2. The count's now on 2 and 2, but boy, that one very easily could have been called strike 3. Really close pitch.
Now the pitch. He got him. Lively fastball that time, and it puts an end to the inning. Braves go down quietly, but they lead it 3-0. Now we're going to have a conference at the home plate area, so it would appear that we'll see a double switch here. Shane Green will come on to pitch now as he'll move into the 8th spot in the lineup on the double switch here. Adam Duvall is into the ball game as well as he'll slide into the pitcher's spot, hitting 9th now on the double switch. Ready to begin the 8th, and that'll bring up Lorenzo Kane. He's set. Here it comes.
No ball. One strike.
Now the pitch. Oh, and a half swing there on a pitch out of the zone. Indeed, it's strike two. The pitch. And a slider's in the dirt as he lays off it for a ball.
Yeah, that's the spot right there for an 0-2 pitch. Make him see if he'll chase that slider in the dirt, especially with the bases empty.
The 1-2. And he fouls this one off. The 1-2 is laid off for ball 2.
Man, this guy's a grinder. Fouls off good pitches and doesn't seem to swing at the ones just off the corner. This guy's a pitcher's nightmare.
Here now the 2-2. Skied into straightaway right. Acuna's there for it. 1 out. The Braves are into their bullpen now as there are the final numbers for their starter. He was great all night long.
Yeah, he looked really dialed in from start to finish. This is the kind of outing you hope for every time you go out there. So I think he'll feel pretty good about the effort he put forth in this one.
And here's Christian Yelich now. A ball and no strikes.
Got to find a way to scratch at least one across. You do not want to take on the monster closing the game down 3.
The 1-0 home.
No. 2-0 to count.
Nope. 3-0. On deck, the always dangerous Ryan Braun. Bases are empty, 1 man out. And here's a ball hit in the air. Albies in foul ground, but this will land untouched. Here's the two-seam fastball that bears in a bit too tight. It's ball 4.
The right fielder, number 8, Braun.
So a runner at first now with 1 away, and that'll bring in the left fielder, Ryan Braun. Now a throw over, and he's back in standing. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Unable to find the zone with the slider.
I wonder if that call not going his way right there has anything to do with walking the last guy. We all know umpires don't give you much on the corners if you're not throwing strikes consistently.
Runners on first with 1 down. That's inside. 2-0.
Well, both of those balls have been inside, so if I'm hitting, I'm looking for something I can get my arms extended on. Probably won't come back inside for a 3rd time.
Now the 2-0. And it's fouled away. The set and the 2-1 pitch. Takes this the other way to right, but he'll barely have to move out there in right as he hauls this one in for the 2nd out.
Now batting, second baseman, Keston Hiura.
So here's the cleanup hitter, Keston Hiura. 0 for 2 with a walk for him so far. First pitch of the at-bat.
No.
2 out with the man at first.
1 ball, no strike.
A ball and a strike.
Man, you don't see this in today's game that much. A guy who's willing to work east-west consistently with a great cutter two-seamer combo.
A good action on the two-seamer there, and it's 1-2.
That was a good swing right there. It might be the best one he's had all night because he was right on it.
The 1-2 is offered at and missed. He chased it for strike 3. Milwaukee leaves 1. They trail it here 3-0. Stepping in, Adam Duvall, and he's getting his first plate appearance here in the 8th after entering off the bench just a little bit ago. He's set and the pitch. First pitch misses here to the leadoff man in the inning. The number 9 hitter in the lineup. It's ball 1. With this one almost in the books, the story was clearly the long ball. What are your thoughts on this offense, fellas?
Well, Matty V, I don't know what your thoughts are, D-Roll, but boy, when the weather starts to warm up and the ball starts jumping out like this, it's clear that the pitchers start making better pitches.
Yeah, just great approach. No one really chased today. Really stayed staunch on their ability to get that pitcher to come into the heart of the plate, and they did damage with it.
He's set. Here's the 3-0. 3-1 now.
Gotta love a reliever that comes in firing bullets, and his fastball is a good one.
The 3-1. And this is taken here for ball 4. So the leadoff man's on base to kick off the home 8th.
Well, he walked him on 5 pitches, but that last pitch was really good. He missed down, but only by a hair. When a hitter has a 3-1 count, he can wait until he gets a pitch he loves.
Now back to the top of the lineup. Stepping in, Ronald Acuna. He went down on strikes last time up.
Yeah, but it was a good changeup, Matty. Good arm action on that pitch. Look for him to try and stay back a little bit more. Let the ball get a little deeper. Don't be shocked if this pitcher tries to rush a heater right here.
And here's a fastball that's nowhere near the zone. It's 2-0 now.
Sometimes you got to be aggressive offensively, but sometimes you just let the pitcher dig his own grave. Patience and discipline seem to be the way to go right here.
And wow, that looked to be well inside, but it's a called strike. 2-1 now.
Hey, it looks like this guy's going to work in the upper part of the strike zone. It'll be interesting to see if this lineup can adjust to the way he pitches.
2 balls and a strike. Here it is.
3 balls, 1 strike.
This situation right here reminds me of sitting on the bench talking to John Smoltz, Hall of Famer. He would always say, even though the situation looked bad, a pitcher is 1 pitch away from getting himself out of a tough jam.
The 3-1 pitch. And he lays off there, ball 4. So back-to-back walks have him in business here with nobody out.
The first baseman, number 5, Freddie.
So it's first and second now. Nobody out. And that brings in Freddie Freeman. From the stretch, here's the pitch.
Ball.
Pretty good pitch right there. Fastball in off the plate. One of the things you want to do as a pitcher, try to stand those hitters up.
The 1-0. To first. There is Jerko. One there. On to first. A double play.
That's one of the hardest double plays to turn right there because of the difficult throw the first baseman has to make. No problem this time, though, and they get the 2 outs they were looking for.
So base is empty now after the double play. And standing in is the veteran outfielder, Marcell Ozuna.
This guy's having a pretty good week so far in one game. His last at-bat is second home run of the game. We'll see if they'll pitch him a little bit more carefully in this AB.
First pitch coming. Here it is. And that's waved at and missed for strike 1. And this misses the outside corner, so it's knotted up at 1-1. Men on third with 2 down. And here's a fastball not close as he runs it to 2-1 now. 3 balls and a strike to the Braves left fielder.
Well, it's a pretty well-known fact that your batting average goes up as you get into more favorable hitters counts, and that's especially true when we're talking about this kind of hitter. Not a great spot to be in if you're the pitcher.
And he missed with it there, ball 4. It's a 2-out walk with the runner still at third.
Now batting, the catcher, Travis.
At the plate, Travis d'Arnaud. And their runners at the corners now. Trying to hang a 0. Here's the pitch.
No.
I'll tell you, it's a helpless feeling for a manager or a pitching coach when your pitchers are having a really hard time throwing strikes. What are you supposed to do other than keep trying new guys until someone starts attacking the zone?
The set and the 1-0 pitch.
Down.
Great chance right here as a hitter to be really aggressive. With 2 guys already on, pretty good shot he's going to get a challenge pitch right here.
Runners at the corners, 2 men out. Got his 2-0 fastball, but he was way behind. 2-1. Oh, I think his eyes lit up when he saw that pitch coming up at his eye level.
Yeah, good luck. But hey, a high fastball all of a sudden becomes really dangerous for a pitcher if it's not spotted above the zone. A little height difference makes all the difference.
2 balls and 2 strikes now to the Braves catcher. Popped him up. Urias is there, and he puts this one away for the 3rd out. So a great job there of working out a potential trouble. 2 left for Atlanta. They lead it 3-0. Mark Melanson comes on from the pen, hoping to finish this one off here in the top of the 9th. All set to start the 9th in this one, and set to go is the veteran first baseman, Jed Jerko.
They look like they're up against it here, down 3 on the road, trying to come back against a closer.
9th inning underway now as the first pitch is taken for a called strike. One and one, the count to the Brewers first baseman. And he lays off this one down and in for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Here it comes. Got him to go after a bad one there, and it evens the count at 2-2.
Hey, it's tough when your team is being held scoreless on the scoreboard. He was trying to put him on the board with a swing like that one.
Tried to get him with the cutter, but it's a full count, 3-2. Orlando Arcia is on deck. The 3-2 pitch. Freezes him. A strikeout looking.
Well, we've seen some really good pitching from these guys in this one. The bullpen has looked sharp and it backed up a nice effort turned in by the starter. These days, pitching has become a full staff effort, and I've been impressed with the job these guys have done so far.
To the plate now, Orlando Arcia. Fouled away. He's 2 for 3 and looking for more here. The windup and the 0-1. Pitch taken several inches below the zone, in fact. Close there, but he doesn't get the call with the breaking ball. High in the air out to center field. Duvall is there, 2 gone.
Now batting, the catcher, Omar Narvaez.
Coming to the plate now, Omar Narvaez. And he needs to make something happen. They're down to their final out here in the 9th. First pitch of the at-bat on its way.
Someone on this offense needs to take it upon themselves to have a quality AB and start the line moving again.
look out as the cutter ran way in and just about drilled him.
Most good pitchers know that they have to work inside and sometimes even come off the plate to keep hitters from getting comfortable up there. I think that was part of the intent with that last pitch.
The 1-1. Now a swing, and he pops him up right up the chute. This may be tough behind the plate, and that'll do it as he puts the squeeze on that one, and with a whimper there, that will be the final out of the ball game.
Well, as a former pitcher, you know I love these low-scoring games as opposed to those slugfests. This was like a throwback game when home runs weren't so common and pitching was really dominant. No complaints here.
And tonight's ends as a 3-0 shutout win. The Atlanta Braves took the lead in the fourth and held on until the end. Max Fried pitches well enough to get the W. So that's a wrap here tonight. For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, and Heidi Watney, this is Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, find us on Twitter at MLB The Show.
Thank you for watching tonight's ball game. Please subscribe for more, and remember to ring the bell to be notified for future videos. And as always, stay positive and be careful out there. See you next time.